Nestle girl, just when I thought it couldn't get no more trailer trashier than Honey Boo Boo, white people once again take a L with the Tiger King. Girl, did you see that new Netflix show? Y'all want to talk about it? Here it goes. Nestle girl, I'm here to let you know if you have not watched the Tiger King yet on Netflix, turn this video off now because there's a spoiler alert coming in 5, 4, 3, 2. Carole Baskin killed her husband Don, and I don't give a good goddamn what nobody said. She killed him dead, she fed him to them tigers, and she left him for dead. Carole knew good and goddamn well Don was about to leave her damn ass with nothing. The same way he found her on the side of the highway for something, okay? He was about to leave her, and she killed that goddamn woman, and then got the nerve to sit her old big golden Carole investing ass up there and be self-righteous about the fact that somebody tried to kill her. And I'm gonna tell you something, you wrong, baby. You wrong, Carole Baskin. You done already killed your husband, but then act like you so appalled that somebody tried to kill you, baby. You the Black Widow. Murder, she wrote. Murder, she wrote. And I'm gonna tell you something, Carole Baskin, current husband, you are there on borrowed time. If I was you, I would get them files, get as much dirt as you can on that woman, and get the entire fuck away from her. Extort that bitch from halfway across the country. Because if she killed a man once and made him disappear without a trace, she'll do it again. I don't give a good goddamn what y'all say. Carole killed her husband, and it would seem to me, knowing that she got all that shit in her background, she would have kept her ass off the TV before the fans signed a petition that forced the FBI, the U.S. government, to open up another case on her ass. The family has already said they felt like you did something, and I'm sorry. When I went down to Florida State University and got my degree in economics, them people ain't teach me nothing about forensic science, but bitch, God blessed me with the spirit of discernment, and I discerned there's something wrong with your ass. You know the first thing that made me think Carole Baskin killed her husband? Instead of mourning her husband or being sad or being appalled, she was very defensive about it. She had an answer for everything. How could I have killed him and fed him to the tigers? Wouldn't they have seen it? Like, she was just very defensive about every possible angle or allegation in regards to her killing her husband. The bitch didn't cry. She wasn't appalled once. It just didn't sit well with me. Now, y'all, I'm going to talk about this thing all out of sequence because it was a very long special, and I'm talking about it in a way that makes sense to me and where I want to get, in a way that makes sense to me and flows. And I took my notes, and we're going to tie it all together. Now, listen, is it me or Carole Baskin and Joe Exotic fighting over the same thing? That's the other thing that Carole had me fucked up with, right? When they first presented the situation, they were saying she was a big cat sanctuary. And I'm like, okay, she's saving the cats from people like Joe Exotic. Once the cats have been raised in captivity, you can't put them back in the jungle because they're not going to know how to cope. They didn't grow up in that environment. And she was providing them a safe haven. Quiet as it's kept, lo and behold, she keeping them in the same damn cages, in the same damn entrapment, in the same damn captivity, doing the same goddamn shows just about as Joe Exotic. So I'm not understanding the difference between Joe Exotic's George Washington Zoo and Big Cat Rescue when you doing the same goddamn thing. Charging folks to get in, making millions of dollars. You ain't got no payroll. First of all, the Florida Department of Labor need to investigate your ass for payroll fraud because you was in there working them people down to the bone, working every day of the week, was at the job when no one else was there, acting like an intern zookeep. You was wrong, cause you're wrong. You're wrong. You wrong. Got them people out there working for free, picking up lions, tigers, and bears, oh my shit, and then you collect the money, and you greedy, because you collecting the front door money, the donation money, and you got dead Don money. Damn, bitch, spread the wealth. You can at least pay them people minimum wage. Listen, People is taking less risk and making more money working at Wendy's than they is down there fucking around with these big ass cats that's eating people, eating the arms off and shit and leaving them with nubs. Carole Baskin, you so fucking self-righteous and so blinded by the own reality that you created. I am convinced that you and Donald Trump shared a womb with one another, because how in the hell could you justify you doing anything different than what Joey Exotic was doing? Now, he may not be doing it by the standards by which you agree with, but y'all are doing the exact same thing. And for all you black people out there that's always trying to say, black people crabs in the bucket, crabs in the barrel, they always try to tear each other down. Here's a prime example of white people doing the same goddamn thing. Joey Exotic Zoo is in Oklahoma. Carole Zoo is in Florida. Let me tell you something. Whoever the fuck Carole customers are ain't gonna never be Joe customers, and whoever the fuck Joe customers are ain't gonna never be Carole customers if you pass geography class like I did. There's enough out there for everybody. So I'm not understanding what the crux of Carole's beef is. I am more than positive Carole, Doc Antle, and Joe are not the only three people in the U.S. that got cat zoos, big cats, all this and the third. So what is the true, real reason that Carole got a wild hair up her ass for Joey? And I think, if you let me tell it, it's because Joey was doing it better than her ass. Joey was traveling. He had the personality to pull the people in, and I feel like Carole was a little jealous, on top of the fact that she was being greedy, and she justified her negativity by trying to attach some righteous cause to it. And bitch, it ain't nothing righteous about no bitch who would kill her motherfucking husband for money, okay? Let me tell you something, Carole. I don't give a good goddamn what you say. God sees all. He's omnipresent and everlasting, bitch. The government might not see your ass, but he do. It ain't a litter of tigers out there big enough that you could say that ain't gonna send you to hell for killing your damn husband. And quiet as it's kept, I hope your raggedy mouth ass get ate by a tiger, and Winnie the Pooh too, for that damn matter. But it's enough out there for everybody. It's enough out there for everybody. And speaking of Doc Antle, is it me or Doc Antle running the code? Now listen, let me tell you something. One thing about me, baby, if I'm going to share my husband with somebody, if I'm going to be number 5 in the line, at least let me have a house and let him sleep around them holes most of the time. He just come in and creep in my hen house once a week. Let me tell you something. I've grown to the point now where I understand the traditional relationship don't work for everybody, and just as long as it's a situation where all parties involved are consenting adults, and I know about her and she know about me and she know about we, then we can do the damn thing all night long. They each had a house. That man, I said, that's some boss shit right there. He was on that golf cart. He rolled down. He said, Menage, stay there. Trois, stay there. Suckery, stay there. Threesome, stay there. I say, yes, God, honey. If a bitch, put me up in the everlap of luxury, okay? And listen, for all you starter hoes, if you want to get out, if you want to get in the house and you want to get out the barn with the roaches, if you want to get up, get out and get something, then you better jump on the dig, jump on the dig, jump on. You better jump on it. Yes, God, honey. The other 5 wives had done showed you what you could do and what you could be if you just step into the light, Carole. Now listen. That's some cultish shit too, because it seems to me, they said they spend, Doc Antle said he spent $70,000 a year feeding one tiger, and Joey Exotic said he got his down to 30 because he using the meat down to Walmart. Quick PSA, bitch. That's what my auntie said. She don't buy her meat from Walmart. She said, I buy anything else. She was like, you know, I give you some cereal, some little knickknacks and yang around the house, but she won't buy her meat from no Walmart, despite the fact that Walmart is walking distance from my house. It's just right across the street, right across 27th Avenue. She stay at Leslie Estates, but she said she would not buy her food from no Walmart, and you see why? It's dog meat. Like my grandma said during the Great Depression, she swear that Lodi sausage was mule meat. And the way they was just pouring out that meat wasn't just spired. That meat was about spired when it got to damn Walmart. Everything about Walmart looked spired, down to the employees. And I'm sorry if any of the funky bunch work down to the Walmart, but you work at an old spied ass place with that spied ass meat. And no one of them tigers had an attitude and ate safety arm off. They was tired of eating that spied ass mule meat, and they saw some shit fresh off the bone, honey, and they ate it fresh out the cage. Gives a new word to free range chicken. Yes, God, honey. Shouts out to Safety and her new handicap sticker. She could park to the front of Joey Exotic Zoo when she get to work. Yes, God, honey. Talk about loyalty. What about your friends? What about your ends? Will they stand around or will they let you down? Hey, back to Doc Antle. Doc Antle say he got 5 bottom bitches. They get a house. And you know, my thing is, that's the least them hoes could get. They putting their life on the line out there rumbling and tumbling with tigers and shit. That man would have had me fucked up. Then they had found a little young girl or whatever, the young girl who was eventually left the cult, and she was living back in Minnesota or Wisconsin or somewhere like that, somewhere in them states that don't nobody really live in or care about. One of them, and she was spilling the tea. Now I was looking at her sideways when this bitch said she sold her car. Her daddy dropped her off down there. See that right there again is some white people shit. White people, y'all be setting y'all kids up to get molested and fool out loud all between their legs and in their butt. What parent drive their child cross country and leave their ass at a goddamn zoo? Now I heard of parents driving cross country and leaving their kids at a damn college with an RA and a dean and a treasurer and security and a lunch lady named Miss Thomas and this, that, and Professor Ogilvy. But what parent in their right damn mind drive their child cross country and leave their ass at a goddamn zoo and tell their young teenage daughter, whatever you do, don't fall in love with your boss? It sounded to me that that's exactly what your daddy was telling you to do. He was telling your ass, you better get out, get up and get something. Don't waste all your time trying to get high. You better get up, get out and get something. Because you and I got to do for you and I. Okay, and you got to do what you got to do to get in one of these mansions and out this barn with these roaches. Mama said she was fisting cereal and sandwiches and shit. The roaches was all in the bread. And y'all better than me. Quiet as it's kept. Y'all dumb as fuck, because y'all sitting up there watching tigers eat $70,000 worth of food a year, and y'all ain't even being paid $7,000 a year, yet alone getting $700 worth of damn food. He feeding y'all roach bread? Roach bread? Girl, I heard of Pepperidge Farm. I heard of Dandy. I heard of Nature's Own. I ain't Sara Lee. I ain't never heard of roach bread. What that take? I heard of raisin bread. I heard of raisin bran. But roach bread? Girl, I don't like that kind. I like my shit like this. And not like this with them little roaches. Had them hoes living in barn. And as we talking about polygamy and cults, let's talk about Joey and them methed out boyfriends. Let me tell you something. You documentary people, y'all ain't shit. Y'all ain't shit. The least y'all can do if y'all gonna exploit these damn people is take care of their ass around Dr. Heavily before y'all start. This man sat on this whole documentary, first of all, with no shirt on, and I like to die when they described him as muscle bound and Joey liking these muscle bound. Muscle bound where? Muscle bound who? That man looked like he was full of Heineken and Pillsbury dough. He had hair all over him and tattoos and nipples, and down here it said private property of Joe Exotic. I bet it was. I bet it was. I bet your teeth was private property of Joe Exotica and the meth man too. And you got the nerve to be sitting up there, one of the main ones talking. Girl, I'd have told them, when I looked at the call sheet, I'd have told them hoes, take me off of main cast and make me an understudy. Just call me if you need somebody to fill in the gaps and literally fill in the gaps and because I can't be on camera like this. And it seemed to me that the more his teeth, don't it seem to y'all that when people's teeth fall out, the few remaining teeth that they do have get big as fuck? It was like, why was your teeth the size of marbles? And then it was all black up under there. And Joe got the nerve to marry y'all. Let me tell y'all something. They always say a bitch that suck dick with no teeth suck it like no other. But bitch, you give me an elderly bitch. I don't want no bitch with gingivitis. I don't lay it down with you, laid it low and spread it wide. And I don't woke up with some goddamn shit that even bleach can't cure on my dick and between my legs and in my butt. No, God, honey, every time you walked in my house, I'd have told your ass before you wash your hands, gargle your mouth with bleach. And put a little vinegar and baking soda in that shit too. And when you speak to me, speak like this and not like this. Okay, that was just disgusting. And then Travis, he was so young and fine or whatever. Travis was fine, but he was dumb as a box of rocks. It looked like Joey had a type. Joe went out there and got them has-beens. He went out there and got them young ones so he could train them up in the image of that bullshit, and he was dosing them up with drugs. Let me tell you something. It ain't that much reefer, cocaine, or meth in the world that would have made me lay up in the bed with that man with them goddamn no teeth, looking like Gargamel from the goddamn spell, looking like he needs a gargle mail. It is nothing he could have did to make me laid up in the bed with him, yet alone all three of our big grown asses in there. And speaking of Travis, It was a travesty when Travis killed himself. And Travis, I'm finna cuss your ass out from the grave real quick. Because that campaign manager, man, he was nice. He took that job for a little or nothing. He helped Joey when he was finna run for president, and he helped Joey when he was finna run for governor. That man was just in the office, being his lover and his secretary. He was in there doing the payroll, doing the taxes, processing the QuickBooks, getting the mail out, processing the invoice. Then you gonna bring your ass in there with that damn drama, sit across from that man and shoot your damn self? You disrespectful bitch. You could have went in the bathroom, or you could have carried your ass out of one of them motherfucking horse stables, or better yet, you could have shot yourself in front of Joe. He the one who pissed you off. Don't be traumatizing this man down here to the job house. Okay, they already said Joe wasn't paying the people, so y'all know good and goddamn well he ain't got FMLA or workers' comp insurance for traumatized employee. I don't even know what you put on the form unemployment. How can I help you? Yes, I like to file for unemployment because somebody blew the fuck out their brains in the office, and some of it got on me, and it got on my Converse. Can I even file a renter's insurance claim for my dirty shoes because it got brain guts on it? Because you disrespectful bitch. Your life fucked up, so now you trying to fuck somebody else's life up by putting that traumatized ass. Listen, that man image in that man's face, that man ain't never been the same since. Is it me, or did y'all notice how the man sat there for about 3 solid minutes like this when it happened? That man's life ain't never been the same. That man's spirit in that moment jumped out his body, went to hell, had a conversation with the devil, had a conversation with God on how could he survive, jumped back in your body and whispered in your ear to get up. Get up and call 911. The spirit wasn't even ready for what the fuck you did or left them images in that man's mind. I bet that man sweating that night now, taking all kind of Xanax and pills and NyQuil and everything else just to ease the pain. How can I ease the pain when I know you ain't coming back again because you shot your brain, causing me pain down to the office? I don't appreciate the shit. See, y'all around here mad about the wrong shit. Fuck them damn Tigers. My ass would have been out there protesting, cussing Joe ass out every goddamn day of the week for making me have to endure that. And didn't even have no insurance to send me to a psychiatrist. That's some bullshit. And what else was some bullshit, disrespectful shit? Well, shit is that sacrilegious, the fact that I don't cuss this man out from beyond the grave. But what was even worse, Joe Exotic funeral speech. Joe, if you don't go sit your ass down somewhere, this man, mama, and family is at the front row on the front pew of the funeral. And this man, get out of that garbage, get out of there. And he said, the one thing he gonna miss is when he's sitting down on that computer focusing, doing the work, and Travis walked by and rubbed his balls in his face. Oh, and those of y'all know Travis know he's got some big balls of golden nuggets. I ain't gonna lie, bitch, I got horny and was disrespected at the same time. It was old disrespectful horniness, you know what I'm saying? Because Travis was a little fine when they kept talking about his big hands and his big feet, and he had them big arms, and he was shooting them guns. You know, I had got a little moist in between my legs and my butt, but that's besides the point. I would have never told that man mama that. He rubbed his big nuts in my face. And the funny thing about it is the mama looked like she was too messed up to even fucking be disrespected. He probably had done loaded her up full of the good dope before she got there, because I would have ended that speech. Then had the nerve to sing one of his damn Time Life country CDs, singles that didn't nobody want to hear, that wasn't even related to the damn film. At least he could have sang his Eyes on the Sparrow, you know, gave him a nasty piece of Why Should I Feel? Or he could have paid homage and did a little Nya Zimbabwe, I hate to say bye-bye, Zimbabwe, Nya Zimbabwe, hate to say bye-bye, you know, Himayana, Himayana, Himayana. He could have did some of that, you know what I'm saying? Did some of that voodoo that you do so well, and perhaps conjured the spirit back up. But no, you wanted to say that old achy, breaky, hard shit that didn't nobody have no time for. And once again, the mama was too methed out, cracked out, fucked out of this world to even do anything about it. See, had you been down to a black funeral, we'd have been tussling, okay? It would have been damn corpse pieces all over the case. goddamn inside out. Boy, you turned me, in the words of Miss Ross. Bitch, we done showed you who was the boss. Doing that bullshit. Then after that, you had to win and got a tender young thing. And had to use Travis' Poe Mammy as a goddamn PR front in order to do it. You invited this woman to the wedding and then never spoke to her again just for you to be able to publicly say, Travis's mom is okay with it, less than 2 months later after you put that damn boy body in the grave. Bitch, you had already had a man. What your man got to do with me? I got a man. I'm not trying to hear that. See, how long you had that problem? Well, bitch, maybe he didn't have a man because the man had done left him shit for the lover and the secretary that was up to the front. And speaking of, they said them people wasn't there. They said them people was gay like this and not like this. They said they was gay like this and not like this. They said they was gay for the drugs, honey. The one with no teeth said he never was gay. And Travis didn't know no better. He was so smoked up and doped up. Whatever. My whole thing is, you had private property of Joe Exotic down by your pee-pee part, and then when you went and got the tattoo covered up, I know y'all some crazy ass hillbillies, because your cover up didn't even cover it all up. You still had Joe Exotic sticking out the bull. It was just a mess. The whole situation was a damn mess. But Joey was out there grooming them damn boys. You see, that's a prime example of how predators prey on you. They get the young, they get the retarded, they get the destitute, they get the ones that ain't got no family, they get the ones that got a drug problem, the ones that was abused back in the day, the ones who ain't never been loved. You ain't never been in love like I've been in love. They get them kind. And they use them and they whine them and they down them. Then they get in their mind. Cause they mind bad. They get in their mind. Then they start feeding them that dope. And once they start feeding them that dope, they open up and they start feeding them that what? They start feeding them that dick. That's exactly what had done happened. Had them fed them that dick and that dope. Fucking up them people's life every day of the week. And speaking of fucking up people's lives, Joey fucked up the thing. Y'all can't tell me nothing. Carole Baskin killed her husband, and Joe Exotica blew up that goddamn studio. Not only did he blew it up, he blew it the fuck up. Boy, the shit out them crocodiles. Yes, God, listen. Y'all already proved, you and Doc Antle, that y'all didn't give a fuck about them damn animals out there shooting them. Joey even said there's 2 ways to euthanize them, shoot them or dart them. And in his mind, he saw it as the same thing. So who am I not to think that you wouldn't blow up the alligators? As a matter of fact, blowing up the alligators make the shit look more plausible that you didn't do it, because it shows that a person had a level of not caring for the damn animal. Tom back, you was down to a wedding. Who wedding was you at? Just like when you was in college, you needed to drop a class and they said bring the obituary, and we was all sharing the same obituary. Bitch, I need you to bring me a wedding program. I know hillbillies have a program. They have it written down on a napkin or printed out on a piece of paper off of Claris Works. I know they had it on something. I need to see the program. I need to see a plane ticket. Joe blew up that goddamn studio. He blew it up for several reasons. He was mad with that producer because that producer had evidence of his wrongdoing, the shit that would have landed him in jail. And then the FBI was behind his ass and there was all kind of shit on them damn hard drives. What better way to get rid of it than to blow it up? And then when he went down to the lawyer office and the lawyer had done told him that the producer basically got him by the balls because the footage is his and so is the internet show, he said, fuck that bitch. If I can't have it, nobody can have it. And I ain't gonna lie to you. The way my spitefulness set up, I probably would have blew the shit up too. Now, I wouldn't have blew the animals up. I probably would have set the shit on fire too. And then whoever it was, go walk across that thing and trying to act like it was the humpback producer. I honestly don't think it was the producer that blew up that place, because that man said that was his retirement nest egg. I do believe him. And I know how hard it is to sell shows, because I got friends in the business that sell TV shows. And that would have been an amazing show on A&E or Nat Geo Wild or Discovery Channel. Trust and believe, that show would have been a hit. That man was not finna blow up all that footage, especially after he had to sleep on that stinking ass, no water having ass ranch all them damn months in order to get that damn footage. He blew it up. Joe got in trouble and brought in Jeff. I thought Jeff was gonna be a good idea, and I was feeling Jeff in the beginning. Then we found out that Jeff didn't have no money and he was up to no good. Here is the thing that pissed me off, right, and what I'm not understanding, and I'm going to need y'all to drop down in the comments and help me understand. I'm not understanding how and why everybody turned on Joey, especially the ex-husband. He went to court, testified against Joey, Oh, I know why he was mad. He said because they had put that zoo in his name and them people were suing him. Joe had done fucked up the thing. Joe embezzled Jeff money. Joe drained the mama dry. Joe transferred the zoo into no teeth name, had him all fucked up in the law. That's why all them people turned on your ass. And then the fat man decided his ass was going to be an informant to keep from getting into trouble. You see how people will do you? People will say they ride or die, but all you got to do is tease they ass with more than 6 days worth of jail time and they get the extension. I'm going to tell you something, quiet as it's kept. I ain't doing no more than 30 days for a bitch. No. Quiet as it's kept. The way my life's set up, y'all, I don't even think I could do 30 in the Shawshank Redemption. A week is pushing it. I could go for 3 days. I go to, after 3 days, bitch, it's gonna have to be some negotiations because I'm not finna sit in jail for some shit that I wasn't doing. Jeff and Tim, Jeff, after he swindled Joe out his damn zoo and tried to give it to Carole and tried to settle with Carole or whatever, then he gonna use whatever remaining resources and animals and cage pieces that was there to team up with Tim to get a zoo. Well, Tim found out the hard way. If he fucked over Joey, he'll fuck over you. And that's what he did. Jeff ain't got no money. Jeff is a con man. And they was trying to link up and do a zoo. And I was rooting for you. In the words of Tyra Banks, we was all rooting for you. I wanted to see what they zoo was going to do. Right off the Las Vegas Strip, right 1 mile behind the casino. Yes, they could have had the little flyers. You know when you go to Vegas and you go by the gift shop, they got the little table with all the little pamphlets or all the things. That thing could have been right there. Less than a mile, girl, and that's a girl. We could have walked down there. These boots is made for walking. We could have walked down there to the damn zoo and saw what the fuck was going on with Joe animals and whatnot. But nah, Jeff had done swindled and bamboozled that man, and that man pulled out. He was down there working every day of the week. And Jeff swindled that damn man. But don't you worry. Don't you worry, because Jeff ass going to jail. Now here's the thing. I know that Joe embezzled money, but Jeff, you harbor so much hate for that man that you got involved with something that really didn't even have nothing to do with you. Like the level of detail that you got involved in when it came to setting up Joe about plotting to kill Carole, it was like you was going out your way to get this man caught. And I just don't see what interest you had already won. I just don't see why you made it your business. And then when they called you out in the documentary for setting him up, you were like, did I set him up? No, I mean, if you call setting him up, you know, prompting him to say certain things while I recorded it, well, yeah, I did that. Bitch, that's called set up. You cooperated with them people. You a snitch ass bitch. You know what I'm saying? I guess you was trying to prepay for the shit that you know about to come down on you. But let me tell you something. God don't like ugly, and he ain't too crazy about pretty either. They gonna get your ass too. You know what I'm saying? They gonna get your ass too. Birds of a feather flock together. Shit, fucking around with Joe Exotica, birds of a feather fuck together. You and your wife look like, yeah, I was down with that nasty man with no teeth, humbling and mumbling and humming on her like a humming on her like a humming, coming up at you, all on her pee-pee. Y'all was nasty down there. Y'all was so nasty. But I do believe Joe had all intentions for that man going down there and killing Carole. But I also believe Jeff and the rest of them helped speed up the plot that got Joe Exotic 22 years in prison. And that young boy talking about he gonna wait for him. Bitch, you'll be a goddamn fool. Don't you, daughter, listen to me. Don't you ever give no man the best years of your life. Okay, your 20s and your 30s, bitch, you better not never let nobody have that much of your time. Now, when you get 50 and 60 and above and and you ain't got nothing else left to offer the world, pussy dry as toast, all that kind of stuff, dick limp or whatever the case may be, or you don't acquire every STD you needed to and don't fuck any and everything that you had, and you on your last, then you stand by his side. But bitch, don't you never give nobody your 20s and your goddamn 30s. And that's gospel, bitch. That's scripture. I just mean that. I mean, he can call or whatever. It sucks that Joey got 22 years. But it looked like now that he in prison, see, y'all done fucked up the thing. Because now I ain't got nothing to lose. So I'm with Joe. Bitch, every ass what went down there and testified on me, I'm goddamn snitching in an effort to get my sentence reduced. You know, a bitch might wait around, hang around, stay around for 10, but that 22, and that's going to be 10 with a man on the side. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to let you know his name, James What his name is, Jane, you fucking him dead. Is. You in jail, bitch. You, somebody fucking you. You right there getting pleased all between your legs and in your butt. I'm supposed to sit out here and be Mary Magdalene. I'm supposed to sit out here and be Mother Teresa. No, God, then my shit gonna be taught to you when you get out. I got to keep this thing in shape. I'm keeping it ready for you, Daddy. See, I'm cheating on you for us. Yes, God, honey. You like polygamy, don't you? Well, this I new man. And he got all his teeth. Listen, girl, let me get off this line. Tiger King was something else. And Lord, I don't know where I found the creative energy to pull this impromptu review out of my ass. But I already feel like I'm going to laugh at this shit when it's all said and done. Whatever you do, leave them goddamn animals alone. Leave that goddamn meth alone. And hold on to your teethus. I'll call you later. If you're new to my channel, be sure to like and subscribe. And welcome to the Funky Parts. Bye, girl. Brush your teeth when you're finished so you don't look like Gargamel.